Let's pray. Dear Lord, we want to thank you so much for these precious moments, Lord. They really make us. And I want to think about what Christ said in John 17:17. The truth will sanctify you. There is no other way by which we can be sanctified. The truth will sanctify us. Thank you so much for that provision. God cleans us from the inside. The words that I speak unto you are life. We gain life out of it. And that is Zoe life, your life, which is uncreated. God's life is uncreated and He gives it to us by His word. Thank you. Bless us as we learn your grace, how you dealt with people in the Old Testament, which is the same pattern. Lord, we take it for ourselves, that you would also deal with us in the same way. Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Thank you. Bless this class in Jesus' name. Amen. Chapter 12, we finished with the 31 kings. Not a joke, right? 31 matches they won. 0-31. Correct? All the major kings are taken care by Joshua. Absolutely. He dealt with it. Now 13-24. Please bear with me and we will take it and finish it today. 13:1. Now Joshua was old and advanced in years, close to 100 years. Will you be alive? Not sure. When the Lord said to him, "You are old and advanced in years, and very much of the land remains to be possessed." He has taken the major kings. We know that. We met them in chapter 12. But the other Canaanites that are living, you have to annihilate them. You have to take possession of that land. The spiritual application to us is God definitely has something in package for you. If you are married, husband and wife together, He has something special for you. To claim it by faith. To defeat the kingdom of darkness. Definitely He has a plan for you. What needs to be possessed by you? Keep asking that question. What areas in your life needs to be possessed, which God has already given it to you? Okay? So God is saying very much of the land to be possessed. This is the land that remains. And He goes the geography. And He tells them, you do one thing. You divide the land now and give it to the heads of the tribe, so that they can go and remove the Canaanites from that area and take possession of it. You are not going to be able to do it because I see you getting older, and it's better that you let them know that this is the area that you are given by God. So He is going to do it in two parts. The first part happens in chapter 14, verse 1. How would you divide the land to the tribes? 14, verse 1. Now these are the territories which the sons of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan. You got to call Eleazar the priest. Get the priest out. Okay. And Joshua the son of Nun. He is the leader. He is going to be there. Because property division is a big deal, you know. You have to have proper people when you divide. So Eleazar is going to be there, 14 verse 1. Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the household of the tribes and the sons of Israel. And he is going to call the head of the tribe. Now how are you going to divide? You have to cast lot, so that no fights. Verse 2. By the lot of their inheritance, as the Lord commanded through Moses, 9.5 tribes. Why 9.5 tribes? What about the remaining 2.5 tribes? They already got the land. In the map that I have given you, which is east, if you look at east, right, you have Manasseh, half tribe. Right below Manasseh, Gad, one full tribe. Right below Gad, Reuben. These 2.5 tribes got the land already. When did they get the land? They didn't want to cross the Jordan. Do you know reason? Numbers 32. They saw it was fertile, and they also had a lot of oxen, sheep, cattle. They went and met Moses in Numbers 32. They asked Moses, this looks like a fertile land. We have much cattle, and I would suggest that you give this land to us. Would you do that? I don't know. Based on what you took the land? Based on what Lot took the land? Abraham and Lot. It was beautiful. What kind of a choice that you make in your life? Oh, I need a good parking place for my car. So this is going to be my house. Right inside the house, there is a temple. No, I don't want, even if my car stays outside, it's fine. I don't want to hang around in this place. So they took that land. That is 2.5 tribes, which already got it. But what did Moses say? Gad, and then you have below Gad, Reuben on the east side. And above Gad, half tribe of Manasseh. Right? So that is 13th chapter. If you notice, 13th chapter is mentioned. This is the diagram that I made it. Of course, I took the help of AI, but I couldn't get any diagram in anywhere. So I made it. So these 2.5 tribes got the land. What did Moses say to them? Moses said, you can get the land, but you are supposed to do one thing. What? You cross over, fight for your own people, and then get back. And they took oath. And you see that in Joshua chapter 1. They came to Joshua and they told, yes, we are going to be there. Claps for those 2.5 tribes. They did that. Right? So that is mentioned in chapter 13. God is saying to Joshua, 2.5 tribes already got the land. So remaining how many tribes should get the land? 9.5. Good mathematicians. And that 9.5 is going to be done in 2 parts. Okay. So 13 verse 15. We will be reading some verses. So Moses gave an inheritance to the tribes of the sons of Reuben according to their families. 13 verse 15. You see that? Moses already did a good job. And then 13 verse 24. Moses also gave the inheritance of the tribe of Gad. After Reuben, Gad also got it. Moses did a good job. 13 verse 29. Moses also gave an inheritance of the half tribe of Manasseh. It was for half tribe of Manasseh according to their families. 13 verse 33. Who is not going to get the land? Levites. Why? God is their inheritance. Otherwise, they will be distracted. I have to put the compound wall for my land. Today, I am not coming to the temple to do my work. Maybe sacrifice, someone else can do it. Teaching the law, someone else can do it. Why? Because I have to build my house. And so many excuses. God said, okay, I will give you, I am your inheritance. You can get your income through sacrifices and tithes and offerings. So I want you to be focused in the work of God. That's what God did that. Okay, 14. The Eleazar, the priest, will come. Joshua, the son of Nun, will be there, and the heads of the tribe, and they are going to cast a lot. So now, who is coming? 14 verse 3. Moses had given inheritance to 2 tribes and half a tribe beyond Jordan. What are these tribes called? They are called Transjordanian tribes. Transjordanian, right? Transjordanian tribes. And Moses did not give inheritance to the Levites among them. 14 verse 3. For the sons of Joseph were two tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. They did not give a portion to the Levites. So now there are 14 people. Sorry, 13 people. Minus one, and it gets settled, right? I don't know how, did God plan that before itself, that Moses will have two sons and Levites will not get the, these are all mystery. We can only wonder. Wow. We know that the 12 number, but how beautifully God does it in the book of Genesis. And that is why, the mind of God is unfathomable. How he works things out is beautiful. So that explanation is given in 14 verse 4. So Levites did not get the land. So Joseph has two sons, and it gets tallied. The first one to claim the inheritance, who is that? 14 verse 6. Caleb. You know this guy? One of the two spies. Joshua and Caleb, out of the 12. It's not a surprise. There is no twist in the movie here. You know for sure that this guy is going to come and stand in the queue first. And he comes to Gilgal. That is the place where the land division happens, where the memorial is. First part of the division happens in Gilgal. Second part of the division happens in Shiloh. So if it happens in Gilgal, what do you mean by that? The ark is there. Ark is there. Eleazar the priest is there. They are doing it before God, not in a registered office, sub-registered office, right? So Caleb comes. He gives a speech in verse 7. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me to Kadesh Barnea. And I brought a good report. It was from my heart. 14 verse 8. Nevertheless, my brethren did not bring. 14 verse 9. Moses swore on that day, saying, surely the land on which your foot has trodden will be an inheritance to you and to your children forever, because you have followed the Lord fully. There are 3 times this sentence is about Caleb. Take it as a home assignment. He followed the Lord fully. I would like to be like that. Followed the Lord fully. What did Paul say? I have finished my course. I don't know which hospital you will be in on that day. You give that speech. I have completed my race, finished my course. There is a crown that is waiting for me. Not just for me, all those who love the appearance of Christ. And then, tapak, you should die. So Caleb followed the Lord fully. And then he says in verse 10, now behold, the Lord has let me live. Beautiful. Just as he spoke, these 45 years, from the time Lord spoke this word to Moses, now I'm 85 years old. And then he says, don't you underestimate my age. I'm still young. So give me a mountain. It's unheard of. Nobody would want to go to mountain. See, imagine if you are in Coimbatore, the Canaanites are in Ooty, and would you claim Ooty? Yeah, you love Ooty and you can claim it, but you have to go up and then drive out those. It's a hard task. But Caleb says, give me that mountain. Special guy. So Joshua is very happy. So Joshua blessed him in verse 13 and gave Hebron to Caleb for an inheritance. So Caleb goes after that lot, and he goes and he's on his job. And that territory is mentioned in chapter 15. All the divisions of Judah. The book is beautiful, right? So Judah takes that land. Chapter 15 verse 14. Caleb drove out from there 3 sons of Anak. Did he do a good job? Yes. Hang around Caleb. He might inspire you. Right? Yeah, enemy, Anakites. Dangerous guys. And he has a daughter. Caleb has a daughter. You meet her in verse 17 of 15. Who is Caleb's son-in-law? Othniel in verse 17. He is the first judges. You meet him in Judges chapter 3. I think he chose a good son-in-law for his daughter. Othniel, the son of Kenaz, captured it. You know how he chose son-in-law? Whoever captures this, that guy is going to be my son-in-law. And it's one guy comes out and says like, yeah, I will do it. And then he gets his daughter. His daughter is not some little potato, no? Lace patavalla. Look at in verse 19, her speech. Then she said, give me a blessing since you have given me the land of Negev. Give me also springs of water. So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. இவங்கெல்லாம் சொல்லி கிளைம் பண்றாங்க. பா அத கொடுப்பா நீ. Right? So you met Judah, quite a good family. Now, how many tribes have got the land? 2.5 already plus Judah. How many? 3.5. This is a math class. 3.5 tribes are over now. Okay? So that portion is there, and you met some interesting characters. Caleb, Othniel, and Caleb's daughter. Good. Thumbs up for Judah, and the land division is over. You are also there along with Joshua the Nun and Eliezer the Spirit, and that's how you should understand this class. And then you are kind of like taking your calculator, 2.5 plus 1, 3.5 is over. What got next? And chapter 16, who comes next? Ephraim comes, sons of Joseph. Who is the firstborn to Joseph? Manasseh. But why Ephraim comes first? You remember the blessing, Jacob crosses his hand. That's another mystery. Unbelievable. Right? If you notice, chapter 17 will be Manasseh. I can't fathom these things. This is holy ground. So Ephraim comes. Chapter 16 verse 1. Then the lot for the sons of Joseph went from the Jordan at Jericho, and they claim it. 16 verse 4. Sons of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim received their inheritance, but Ephraim is mentioned first. The last born comes first. And they get their land. Chapter 17. Now, how many tribes are over? 3.5 plus 1 Ephraim? 4.5. Right? You are looking at Joshua the Nun, like Superbook. You are also there with them. And then Eliezer the priest, and the lot is happening before the ark in Gilgal. So you are happy that 4.5 tribes. God is so faithful. 4.5 is done. You are biting your nails. Another? How many? 7.5 is left. Okay. Chapter 17, verse 1. Now this was the lot for the tribe of Manasseh, the firstborn of Joseph. Look at the word firstborn. They come second. And they get 17 verse 2. So the lot was made for the rest of the sons of Manasseh according to their families. So this is half a tribe of Manasseh. How many are over now? 2.5. Judah won 3.5. Ephraim won 4.5. Now Manasseh, 5 are over. How many left? 7 more. Total 12 divisions. But I want to introduce you somebody who is special in Manasseh. That person is in 17 verse 3. However, Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons. Now only the Subiksha and Benita are popping out of the class. Right? One of the guy in tribe of Manasseh had no sons. He had only daughters. What did they do? They met Moses in Numbers 27 and they asked Moses that time itself, my father had no sons, but we are all daughters. What are you going to do with us? And then Moses goes to God and God says, I don't see any partiality, give them the land. They registered there itself. Numbers 27. These are all heroic stories. Right? I don't know, my husband is not walking with God. Or I don't know, what will I do? God is saying, why don't you claim as an Indian? Generally, head of the, hey, stop all that nonsense. Go for it. Right? So God does that. So these people, these daughters, 17 verse 3, had no sons, only daughters, and these are the names of the daughters. How do you pronounce? Mahala, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, Tirzah. If they were a little better, you would have chosen one for your daughter. They came near, 17 verse 4, before Eleazar the priest, before Joshua the son of Nun, before the leaders, saying, the Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers. So according to the command of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the father's brothers. Somebody who is good to meet in Manasseh tribe. You have to clap for them. Right? You are also standing along with Joshua and we are all clapping. Cheer up. You registered in Numbers 27 and you are there after the death of Moses, like Caleb. Their vigor never dies. Right? Till the end. Even if it is 60, I would still walk with God. There are souls to be won. Right? I would raise my grandchildren in the Lord. I would be available for my children. I would be available for the church members. I would spot somebody who is in need of God and I want to be there for them. That's my inheritance. And I want to claim it by faith. 17 verse 6, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance among his sons, and the land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the sons of Manasseh. So 5 tribes are over. Now there is a fight. Whenever there is a property, will there not be a fight? There is a fight. Where is that? 17 verse 14. What is the fight? What do you think will be the fight? Yeah, எனக்கு மட்டும் கொஞ்சமா கொடுத்துட்டீங்க நீங்க. Right? It happens. 17 verse 14. The sons of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, why have you given me only one lot and one portion for an inheritance, since I am a numerous people whom the Lord has thus far blessed? This is Ephraim. No, எங்களுக்கு மட்டும் கொஞ்சமா கொடுத்துட்டீங்க. Right? But it happens through Lot. Joshua is not undercutting. By the way, which tribe Joshua is from? Hey, Joshua. He is from Ephraim. Right now, how are you going to handle? Your own tribe is coming to you, and I don't know whether they said you are also from Ephraim. Think about it. Right? But Joshua says, hey, if you want to go to the mountain and claim it. Like Caleb. Beautiful, Joshua. Look at what Joshua says. 17 verse 16. The sons of Joseph said, the hill country is not enough for us. But what did Joshua say in verse 15? If you are numerous people, go up to the forest, clear a place for yourself, and go to the hill country. That's a good challenge that he gives. You guys are numerous, right? Then you should be good at war. Why don't you clear up the forest and you take that and go to the hill country like Caleb? Caleb said, I'm 85, but still I feel like 40. You should be doing that. You know what they are coming up with in 16? The hill country is not enough. But we want some towns like Coimbatore, who will go to Ooty type. Right? And Joshua is not giving up. In verse 17, Joshua spoke to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, saying, you are numerous people and have great power. You shall have only one lot, but the hill country shall be yours. That's a good deal. Come on, guys. The Lord is with you. Why don't you just go and claim an inheritance? How do you apply that in the church? I don't have any opportunity to serve the Lord. Find one. Find one. There is always something to be done for the Lord. It could be washing the plate. It could be saying a kind word to a teenager, or playing with Noel, right? Calling up Gabriel. God always has something for us. But I can say that, no, it's not enough for me. Find. Ask Jesus. He will always give you. Somebody, somewhere, in some corner, we can always do quietly the work of the Lord. Right? So it may be tough. No, I don't want that job because it's very tedious job. Nobody would notice me. But nevertheless, Joshua is saying, no, you can do it. Have a good attitude. So who are the interesting characters you met so far? Caleb, and then Caleb's daughter, right? Othniel, son-in-law, and then Manasseh, that group of girls. I think he was a good father. He gave birth to some terror daughters, right? Yes, we can do type. And then Ephraim and Manasseh, they had a bad attitude. So now 5 tribes are over. Remaining 7 are there. Correct? Now God is saying in chapter 18, let's shift from Gilgal to which place? Shiloh. Which means ark is going where? Shiloh. And who brought the ark from Shiloh to Jerusalem? David. Now you connect the dots. Right? Now you connect the chapter 18. Where do you find the land division happening? Shiloh. Appa enachi, the ark has shifted from Gilgal, where the 12 stones were there, right? Now it is going to Shiloh. Chapter 18, verse 1. Then the whole congregation of the sons of Israel assembled themselves at Shiloh and set up tent of meeting there. The land was subdued before them. There remained among the sons of Israel how many tribes? 7 tribes. Oh, so far the calculation is accurate. That's why Bible is so accurate, right? So 2.5 already got it, and then Judah 3.5, Ephraim 4.5, and then half tribe of Manasseh 5. Now remaining 7 are there, but these guys are not coming forward to take their inheritance. Chill out, boys. In Goa they say Susekat. Susekat means what? Chill out, man. Right? So Joshua has to give a pep talk now. 18 verse 3. So Joshua said to the sons of Israel, how long will you put off entering to take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you? Come on, guys, pull up your socks. Why didn't you just get serious with God? No, this is not working, that is not working. You don't know the Lord has not done anything to me. I don't feel like reading the Bible, no prayer. No, don't say like that. Proverbs 12 verse 27. Can Charles read that? 12 verse 27. There is a kitchen message there. It's a good proverb by Solomon. He ordered a chicken from Swiggy, but its chicken is still there in the kitchen top. What he must do? You must roast the chicken. I don't know whether you roast it or boil without oil or with oil, however you want to do it. But do something, no. We bought all the vegetables. The husband is coming to wife, quoting these proverbs. The lazy man orders vegetables via Blinkit, but does not do anything with it. The wife says, that is lazy man, I'm a woman. Right? But diligence is precious possession. We need to be very diligent with our lives. In terms of talking to God. You know, Jesus Christ has removed all the barriers between you and God. There is nothing that hinders you. You have a new and living way. Nobody can stop you going to Jesus Christ. No situation can stop you. That's like Proverbs 12 verse 27. So Jesus has bought the victory and he has given it to you on a platter. If I don't claim it, then I come under that category. Right? Solomon has given a beautiful proverb connected with food. He goes to hunting and he gets the meat. It would be good for him to eat, right? But he doesn't. And he calls that man as lazy man. No faith, no zeal. These guys are like chilled out. Joshua is calling them in Shiloh. Hey, or you guys, you have any plans? Right? And then he himself gives an assignment. Verse 4, provide for yourselves 3 men from each tribe. Okay, 3 guys should come from each tribe. Total how many? 21 men. Go across the land. Just take a tour. Divide the land, measure the territory, and put it on a paper and bring it. We will put before the Lord, and we'll take lot. Based on that, we will divide for you guys. So Joshua is doing a pretty good job. I claps for Joshua because he could have actually chilled out. Anyway, 5 is over, remaining 7, who will? Right? So Joshua says, no, come out from your house. Hey, you have any plans? Follow-up calls. You are working with the youth, right? One youth showed up on one day and you did not see him the next 3 days. You are calling him. You're calling him and saying that I've ordered a chicken. It needs to be roasted. Would you like to come? And then you take him for a coffee. And just, not talking about why he didn't come, but you are talking something else. And then that guy gets the point. And he understands that this particular man or a woman is interested in me. And then he takes a step of faith. So he tells them, go. 18 verse 6, you shall describe the land in 7 divisions. 18 verse 7, the Levites has no portion. Constantly, God is kind of like rubbing. Levites have no portion, but they will get their 48 cities later. 18 verse 10, and Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord. Who comes first? 18 verse 11, Benjamin is happy. Wow, my name came. Now the lot of the tribe of sons of Benjamin came according to their families. They get their divisions. That's mentioned in 18 verse 11 onwards, 28. Now how many are over? 6 are over, right? 5 plus 1, 6. Remaining 7. So per 6 இருக்கும். 50% over. Joshua is saying, already I'm 100 years old. இன்னொரு அப்படியாவது பிடிச்சி ரிமைனிங் 6 கொடுத்துட்டேன்னா எனக்கும் காடுக்கும் உள்ள டீல் ஓவர். And then 19, the second lot falls to whom? 19 verse 1, Simeon. Right? So Simeon gets that land. இப்போ எவ்வளோ ஓவர் ஆயிடுச்சு? 7 ஓவர் ஆயிடுச்சு. 19 verse 10, the third lot falls to whom? Zebulun. Right? Third lot falls to Zebulun. 8 over. 19 verse 17. 19 verse 17, what does it say? Yeah, the fourth lot fell to Sechar. 5 plus 4, 9 over. 19 verse 24. Fifth lot fell to Pastor Felix's son, Asher. 19 verse 32. The sixth lot fell to Naphtali. 19 verse 40. The seventh lot fell to whom? Dan. Joshua will say, oh my God, thank you so much for your faithfulness. What you wanted me to do it, I have done it. Now the rest is upon whom? These tribes should go, annihilate the Canaanites, clean up the idols, occupy the territory. Do you think, did they do it? No. After Joshua's death, everybody was like, hey, that Canaanite girl looks very beautiful, right? So one more guy says, I already married a Canaanite. Would you like to go for it, man? So that girl brings all the idols, and then you have next book, Judges. So it's over. Now, chapter 20, I gave you an assignment, cities of refuge. Now, God is concerned about the land. In which way? There should not be any injustice in the land. What do you mean by injustice in the land? Imagine an innocent being killed and the blood of the innocent falls on the land. The land gets defiled. I'm not worried about the geography. I'm worried about how you live in that land. God is saying, if somebody is cutting a wood in the tree, that entire chunk falls on somebody who was playing under the tree. And if that guy dies, it is not an intentional murder. It's an unintentional murder. So the moment he dies, according to Genesis 9, if you shed blood of anybody, your life will be taken away. Capital punishment. God told Noah, right? And he said, if anybody kills, knock that guy off. Only capital punishment. So that guy is the one who was under the tree, and his family gets furious, right? They are all coming with கத்தி அருவாள் கம்பெல்லாம். அவன் மேலே மரத்தில் உட்காந்துருக்கான். சார் தெரியாமல் கட் பண்ணி கீழே விழுந்து அந்த ஆள் மேலே விழுந்துச்சு. ஐ நெவர் ஈவன் பிளான்ட். இறங்கி வாடா நான் பார்த்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இவங்கெல்லாம் அருவாள் நிற்கிறான், ரைட்? தட் கை did not commit a murder with intention, not premeditated murder. You know what he should do? He should jump from that tree, run to one of the 6 cities of refuge. Right? Run to one of the 6 cities of refuge. And he has to run, and he has to appear before the court there. Who are the court? The elders of the city and the priest, high priest there. And he has to stand before him, and they will investigate. நீ உண்மையிலேயே மரத்தை நீ அப்படி தான் வெட்டினியா, அவர் கீழே இருந்தது நீ பார்க்கலையா? They will investigate, and once if they find it out that it is not a premeditated murder, what do? They accept him into the city, and he can live inside the city until the death of the high priest. Is there a connection between the cross and us there? Very much. When Jesus died on the cross, what did he say? Father, forgive them, for don't have any intentions in killing me. He put all of us under that category. These guys did it unintentionally. We all say, wow, we have a city of refuge. And then we run into that refuge. And you meet the high priest, Jesus Christ, who never dies. It becomes a permanent refuge. Unbelievable finished work type there. It's called typology. In as much as you see the ark of God to be Christ, these 6 cities of refuge are pointing to Jesus Christ. Who is the guy that committed the intentional / I know that I did all my sins intentionally. But God clubbed us and he said, Father, forgive them, for they are doing things unintentionally. Peter preached first message like that in Acts chapter 2. 1 Corinthians, Paul says, if they had known the Lord of glory, they would not have. I did all these things in ignorance. Did Paul say that? Yes. What a mercy that is showered on us. We cruel guys did some things intentionally, but God says, I will put it under this category. Run to the city of refuge and meet the high priest who never dies there. And that's why we call it as God is our refuge. God is our refuge. So each city has a name. 20 verse 7, Kadesh, means righteousness. Christ is our righteousness. Shechem, what do you mean by that? Christ carries you on the shoulders. Shechem means shoulder. Christ carries you. Hebron, 20 verse 7. What do you mean by that? He is our fellowship. 17 verse 8, Bezer. He is our fortress, stronghold. And then 20 verse 8, Ramoth. He is our heights, the high place. 20 verse 8, Golan. He is the one for the captives. He is one for the captives. If you are exiled, go to that place. If you ever feel like I'm an outcast, you have a city of refuge. If you ever feel like to be carried, you have Shechem. God, I feel like I want to talk to you. I need fellowship. God says, come to Hebron, coffee shop, book a table for two. Let's sit and talk. Right? You go and say table for two and you order 1 cup of coffee. And who is the other side? Jesus Christ. And keep talking and that guy will, I'm in Hebron. Don't disturb me. Right? So you feel like you are accused by the devil. Go to Kadesh Barnea. Kadesh. He is your righteousness. Right? And you need a high place. He is your Ramoth. You need to be very, very protected fortress. He is your Bezer. And then chapter 21, 48 cities to the Levites. Now Levites are all saying, yeah, we also got our place. So they also have cattle, their wives, children should play cricket, gilli danda. So God gave them nice little place, 48 cities to them. Now, everything is over. Chapter 22, there is going to be a war. What war? Civil war. Now, send off time. Who has to go back in chapter 22? 2.5 tribes, right? They have to get back to their place, right? Chapter 22. Then Joshua summoned the Reubenites, Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh. You understand the book now? It's a beautiful order it is with which it is written. Now everything is over. Levites also got the city and he's calling these 2.5 tribes. Hey, why don't you guys get back to your land? It's been ages that you've made a phone call to your wife. Approximately, they say 7 years. Right? The guys will be like, no, my son would have grown up. When I left, he was 3. Now he must be 10 years old. Right? So Joshua is blessing them in 22 verse 6. That's a good leader. By the way, Joshua took the inheritance last. Right? He took the inheritance last. I forgot to mention that. That is in 19 verse 49. When they finished apportioning the land for inheritance by borders, then he takes the land. What a good sign for a leader. 19 verse 49. Nobody could actually point the finger at Joshua. Caleb took first and Joshua took last. And he never took his inheritance till everybody got it. That's a good sign of a leader. Right? So he is asking, would you like to have some donuts? Only one donut is left. And then he goes and quietly drinks water. That's a good principle. He is not taking the first donut for himself. This is tithe, belongs to the pastor. No. So that's one bit of information about Joshua, if you want to appreciate him. So come back to 22. He is blessing in 22 verse 6. Joshua blessed them and sent them away. Nalla irungappa. Thank you so much for fighting for your brothers. He also warning them. 22 verse 5. What does he say? Only be very careful. We say be careful, right? In the Bible, only be very careful to observe the commandment and the law of Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you. Love the Lord with all your heart. Right? With all your heart. It's like giving a farewell message. Benita is giving to Jonas after her marriage. Only be very careful to observe all the Lord. I am going, but I will come back type. Right? So whenever you have a send-off from your sister or brother, right? Maybe Noah is giving a message to Sanjay. Hey, put the Lord first, man, after the conference. I'm praying for you. Something of that type. So they go. When they go, in 22 verse 10, you know what they do? They build an altar. Not for sacrifice. Because these guys are in the east. If you look at the map, these guys are in the east. Where is Shiloh? Shiloh is in the west. That's where the ark. But God believed in one center of worship. He had only one tabernacle. He did not have multiple tabernacles. So they build an altar. 22 verse 10. When they came to the region of the Jordan, which is in land of Canaan, the sons of Reuben, sons of Gad, half tribe of Manasseh, built an altar there by the Jordan, a large altar in appearance. What happened in verse 12? All the other tribes come for a war now. Joshua உடனே மண்டே பிச்சிட்டு இருப்போம். Now only I divided the land. இப்போ குடும்பத்துக்குள்ளேயே கலாட்டா வந்துருச்சே. Right? So 22 verse 12. When the sons of Israel heard, the whole congregation, the sons of Israel gathered themselves at Shiloh. Why Shiloh? That's where the ark is. To go up against them in war. That's very, very bad. War between the brothers. So 13. The sons of Israel sent to the sons of Reuben and sons of Gad and half tribe of Manasseh into the land of Gilead, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar. Phinehas is a zealous guy. You remember that guy once, and he strikes the Moabite woman. Wherever the Lord's name is at what do you call? Honor is not given to the Lord's name, and he is there. This guy comes. He says, "Come on, என்ன ஆல்டர்னு பார்த்துடலாம். ஷைலோ இங்கே இருக்கு, ஆர்க் இங்கே இருக்கு. Let's go and right." They came, 22 verse 15, to the sons of Reuben, sons of Gad. In verse 16, they are warning them with the two important warnings. The whole congregation of the Lord, what is this unfaithful act that you prepared? Don't you remember that Balaam and Moab incident? I only put the ET inside the tent, killed, right? And that is the first warning that they are mentioning in 22 verse 17. When they played around with Moabite women, the Lord was very angry. 24,000 people died in the different types of corona, plague. You remember all those guys? You guys are like building an altar and you are... Which God is this you're worshipping? Second warning, 22 verse 20. Who is that? Who is taken as an example? Achan. And they are pointing to Achan. They are looking back. You know Achan, the whole family died. Why are you guys building an altar? Right? So 22 verse 25. For the Lord has made Jordan a border between you and you sons of Reuben and Gad. You have no portion in the Lord. So your sons may make our sons stop fearing the Lord. No, the Lord did not make a Jordan border. These guys made it. It's convenient to put it on the Lord's account, right? Whenever you are in trouble, this woman whom you gave, this serpent, we learned a good lesson from Adam and Eve to point the finger at God. So they say Jordan River border is made by Lord. No, in Numbers chapter 32, you guys looked at the field and it was very, very good for the cattle. You took it. Now conveniently put the blame on God. So now they are saying, no, this altar is not for sacrifice. They make it very clear. 27. It shall be a witness between us and you, between our generation after us, that we are to perform service to the Lord before Him with our burnt offerings and our sacrifices with our peace offerings, so that your sons will not say to our sons in time to come, don't come to Shiloh. It's all witness. Now my question is, when you looked at the field, it was good for the cattle. You did not think about your generation. Now you are thinking about your generation. Right? It's a good question to put to those 2.5 tribes. That time you thought about your cattle. Now you are thinking about your grandchildren and children. Okay. What about that stones in Gilgal? That is also for the generations, right? Joshua gave a memorial. Anyway, so these guys were pleased in 22 verse 30. So when Phinehas, the priest and the leaders, congregation, even the heads of the families, Israel, who were with him, heard the words which sons of Reuben and the Gad and the Manasseh spoke, it pleased them. Oh, thank God, they are not building an altar for sacrifice. It's a memorial. But some things are still questionable. Some guy will say that this is எங்கள் அப்பா கொடுத்த சாமி இங்கே தான்ப்பா இருக்குது, வெட்டுங்கடா ஒரு ஆடை அப்படின்ட்டான, ரைட்? ஷைலோலாம் அது வேற கடவுள் அப்படின்றாங்க. இட்ஸ் பாசிபிள். where they are in danger. This is the tribe that was taken away into captivity by Assyria, the first lot to go. Now 23-24, we have come to the end. Farewell address of the great hero, Joshua. If you have not known Joshua, and you should know him by this book, did a very good job. Beautiful. 2.5 Moses, and 9.5 was on the head of Joshua. It's worth that he listened to God, meditated on God's word, did not turn to the left and right. Did a good job. Very good job. Okay. So now 23, he is calling them and he is telling them. Now it came about after many days when the Lord had given rest to Israel, 23 verse 1, from all their enemies. On every side Joshua was old and advanced in years. Joshua called all the Israel. And he tells them. Verse 3, you have seen all that the Lord your God has done to all these nations before you. You remember the 31 kings we knocked off in chapter 12? Right? The Lord your God is He who has been fighting for you. I have given the land to all this. Now, what are you to do? 23 verse 8. Cling to the Lord your God. Cling to the Lord. That word cling is the cling that happens between husband and wife. Right? Get closer to the Lord. Get closer to the Lord. 23 verse 11. Take diligent heed to yourselves to love your God. அப்புறம் பார்த்துக்கலாம் Canaanitesலாம். Right? இது இருந்தாவே போறோம். If you love your God, you will knock off all the Canaanites. Then he says, 23 verse 12. What does he say? Benita, you want to read? Yeah. Will they be thorn in your flesh or not? You have to decide. No friendship, no business partnership. And don't say that this girl looks like Aishwarya Rai and I want to get married. Later on, she will be thorn in your flesh. Make sure that you drive out these nations. That's a good word from the leader. No compromise with the world. Friendship with the world is enmity with God. James chapter 4. 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. What does it say? Love not the world and all the things of the world. They are a trap. They will kind of like put you into a box. You feel like it's good in the world. You know, sometimes teenager under peer pressure, right? And they can pick up some habits to be accepted in the college group and all those stuffs. No. You have your own identity and you can be secure in your own identity. Now, chapter 23 verse 14. Now behold, I am going the way of all the earth, and you know in all your hearts, in all your souls, that not one word of good words which the Lord your God spoke concerning you has failed. All have been fulfilled, and you got the land. What more you want? Right? Good land, he says in verse 15. Verse 16. Please don't transgress the covenant of the Lord. And then he gives another speech in a different location, chapter 24. Then Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel in Shechem. What? That is city of refuge. You remember that? Shoulder. And he calls them, all the elders. And now he's starting from Abraham. That's a superb message. You remember Abraham? He was the worshipper of sun god in verse 2. How God called Abraham and Sarah. To that old couple, he gave them a son, Isaac, in verse 4. They themselves were buying adult diapers. In that age, they also bought diaper for Isaac. Right? Medical shop, 2 diapers, 1 adult and 1 child. Yaar pa adult naan da, yaar child en paiyen. Right? Sarah must have been like. So they gave Jacob and Esau, verse 4. Then Moses comes in verse 5. That is the guy who took them out of Egypt. After Moses, who comes? Of course, Joshua. And he goes through all this Balaam's episode in verse 9. King of Moab. Verse 10, Balaam wanted to curse, he couldn't curse. And then he solicited them to commit evil before God. Now 13, I gave you the land. A good brief summary. Once in a while, you have to talk to your friend or you have to talk to your wife or husband. How we came, right? And then you go to sleep. Thank you so much, Lord. And then he says in verse 14, now therefore, all the stories are over. Now therefore, fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and truth. Please, guys, don't you miss out God. Right? Fear him with reverence, not a torrential fear, right? And serve him. That is the greatest thing that you can do on earth. And then he says, verse 15, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That poster is everywhere, right? That's the closing remark of Joshua. All the stories are over and he's saying, as for, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to die. But as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord. Then all guys are all encouraged now. In verse 19, you know what they say? Then Joshua said to the people, you will not be able to serve. Verse 17, they say, for the Lord our God. And verse 18, the Lord drove out from before us. And they say, we will also serve the Lord. Right? When Joshua says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, immediately, now Joshua says, you guys won't do it. Remember that law episode in Exodus 19, when Moses gives the law, they say, we will obey completely. Moses says, no, you guys won't do it. So wise leader knows, he tells them in verse 21, no, we will not serve the Lord. He didn't say you will not. We will not serve the Lord. Why did he say that? Maybe some Canaanites are still in that area. Joshua knows that. Right? I don't think we'll be able to make it. You know why? Before I called you guys into this meeting, you just signed a partnership with a Canaanite. And Joshua says, verse 22, he gives the reason. You are witness against yourselves that you have chosen for yourselves the Lord to serve him. And then they said, we are witnesses. Then verse 23, put away the foreign gods. Come on, guys. எடுத்து அந்த உள்ள இருக்க பாக்கெட்டுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஒரு சின்ன ஸ்டாச்சு தூக்கி வெளில போடுங்க. Right? So put away the foreign gods. And Joshua made a covenant with his people and he brings a stone. That is the last memorial. Verse 27. Behold, this stone will be a witness. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கல் எடுத்து வீட்டில் வச்சுக்கணும் நம்ம. இந்த ஸ்டோன் தான் எனக்கும் உனக்கும் இடையில உள்ள விட்னஸ். We are going to serve the Lord. Then Joshua dismissed all the people. Verse 28. And it came about, Joshua dies. 3 deaths are mentioned. Who are the 3 guys? One is Joshua, then Eleazar the priest, the guy who was instrumental in division of the land. Then who else? One unique person. Joseph. Isn't it a good book? Right? Beautiful book. Right? Now one verse in Judges chapter 3. Sorry, Judges chapter 2, verse 6. When Joshua dismissed the people, you remember that last scene of the movie? After dismissal, enna nadakudhu? Judges 2, verse 6. When Joshua had dismissed the people, the sons of Israel went to each his inheritance to possess the land. The people served the Lord all the days of Joshua and all the days of the elders who survived after Joshua, and they saw the great work of the Lord which God had done for Israel. Verse 8. Then Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110. They buried him Verse 10, what is that? 2 verse 10. And generation were gathered to their fathers, and there arose a generation after them who did not know the Lord. What a sad ending, which he had done for them. They never even remembered a Jordan episode, a Red Sea episode. That's what the book of Judges says. No history only. So that's the departure. Always our Christianity is one generation away. Seriously. And thank God that you people made a decision and you want to honor the name of Christ and you want to win souls for Christ. Care for your children too. And if we don't raise them up in the fear of God, and tomorrow they can come and say that, hey, Dad, I want to get married to this guy. By the way, that guy is Pujari in that temple. All this happens. Or I love this girl. What is this girl doing? And this girl is like a chief priestess or something like that. And then later on they go and they worship some other gods, and then it's very dangerous. Okay, so the quiz, quickly. What is the answer for verse 1? Question number 1. Why did God repeatedly said, be strong and courageous to Joshua? Yeah. I put 1 to humorous answer key. Yeah, Joshua had to wake up every day morning. Verse 2, question number 2. According to Joshua 1 verse 8, the success come from what? Yeah, meditating, not taking this test. And question number 3, God stopped Jordan River in Joshua 3. No. Yeah, he points out to the leader. Today, the people will know that you are the leader. Just like the Red Sea episode happened, no? Answer is 3. 12 stones from Jordan. Meant to what? Yeah, that's the memorial. Question number 5. Why did God command the circumcision at Gilgal? Renew the covenant. Question number 6. The circumcision at Gilgal spiritually points to what kind of a circumcision in New Testament? Yeah, your old man is put to death. Question number 7. When Joshua met the commander of the Lord's army, the key lesson that he learnt is what? Yes, the one who drives the car is Jesus. Jesus is not a passenger in your car. God is not on your side. You are on God's side. Make sure that you get that right. So he says, I am the captain. You must listen to my command. You don't have to go and ask God, are you on your side? Are you on my side? And God says, I'm already on your side. I don't know whether you are on my side or not. Make a decision. That's the good point in Joshua 5. Jericho fell primarily because strange instructions, seemingly foolish instruction. Question number 9. Achan's sin teaches us what? One sin. One person's sin affects everyone. Don't think that your sin is kind of like inside your iPhone. Nobody will notice. It affects others. It affects families. It affects children. Don't think that, that dies with me. No. Numbers 32:23. Sin will find us out. Question number 10. The Gibeonites succeeded in deceiving Israel. They failed to consult the Lord. Question number 11. Joshua 10 records the sun standing still to show that God is fighting. When the nature favors you, remember Noah? When the nature favors you, You kind of like get the point. Man, God is there for me, right? Nature favors you. God is fighting for you. Those are the moments you say that, thank you, Lord. This is the holy place. Last question. Joshua 11 emphasized that Israel's victory over many kings happened because, yeah, Joshua was the key guy who followed the Lord's instruction fully. Amen. Okay. Richard, would you like to come and close in prayer?
Thank you so much, Lord, for giving us this opportunity to study your word. Lord, thank you so much for teaching us how you led your people, Lord, how you fulfilled your promise. Lord, thank you so much for this great privilege, Lord. Lord, you're a faithful God, and we can see that in the book of Joshua, Lord, and we can see how you led them step by step into the promised land to claim their inheritance, Lord. Lord, let us also claim our inheritance which you've given us. Let us claim the victory that you've given us through Christ, Lord. Thank you so much, Lord, for the victory, Lord, that you have given us. Let us believe and claim that inheritance today, Lord. Lord, bless Pastor Guru for teaching us, Lord, the efforts that he's put into making these interesting assignments and the preparation that goes into the classes every now and then. Lord, we also pray for Pastor Remy and also Pastor Steve as we continue the classes. And we look forward to the remaining classes that are to come, Lord. Yeah, next books that are to follow. Lord, help us remember and help us in our reading time as we start reading all these chapters, all these books. Lord, you speak to us specifically. You make us understand and edify us, Lord. Lord, thank you so much once again. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.